Hey everybody, before we get into the episode, head on over to www.terribleperson.co, sign up for the premium episodes, or you can go over to Patreon, find us there. There's like 200 episodes. The old stuff that we had to take down off of this feed, we moved it over there. So if that's something you're into, sign up. It goes to us.
If you don't, you're a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be a chooser, not a loser.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come.
Should I call you mister? Why are you gay?
Who says I'm gay?
Don't trust China. China is asshole.
You are gay. You are gay.
I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. 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 I'm gonna come. 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 Come.
I didn't come in your burrito.
Those tattoos were rough.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the stuffed sausage pants.
Did he fall down off the truck? Is that what happened?
I was too busy looking at the woman stuffed into her pants and
Yeah,
the huge
that was wild.
camel toe that accompanied it.
The camel toe.
Also,
Do you not?
she's in Arizona and it's like 120 degrees out. I don't know how that's possible.
Little wet nub.
Oh my God.
Sweaty little nub. Poking out through those pants. Hey, what's up? This is Terrible Person, formerly How to Become a Terrible Person. I'm your host, Gareth, joined by my friend, coworker, Selena. Hello, Miss Selena. How are you?
Wonderful.
Having a good week?
Yeah.
It's been a long one.
It's only Wednesday when we're recording,
I'm annoyed. It is only Wednesday.
not when you're listening.
Yeah. You'll hear this in about 2 years. That's how ahead of it we are. What if we were that crazy? We just had the next 2 years of podcasts just done. We're like, you guys are never going to believe what happens.
That'd be wild. Like, imagine how outdated everything would sound.
100%. Like the thing I'm like
It sounds so out of touch. We already do.
How's
but
this for out of touch? I feel like I'm getting ghosted by William Zabka, aka Johnny Lawrence from Cobra Kai. I've reached out to his people to get him on Terrible Person
busy.
podcast. He is busy. He's got millions of followers.
And he's making the last episodes of Cobra Kai.
He's a hero.
He really is.
I would say he's among America's finest actors. I think that would be actually if William Zabka is my top interview request, but number 2 would be Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Impossible.
Why is that impossible?
Because he's dead.
No.
Dead.
When?
Like a decade ago.
Well, I guess we're not getting Philip Seymour Hoffman or William Zabka on the podcast.
Probably a
anytime
heart
soon.
attack.
Who else could we get? Could we get top 3 interviews, if I got to say it? William Zabka, Phil Hoffman, Jodi Arias, number 3.
Jodi Arias.
America's finest actors. She's a good actress, right? Or actually, no, she's not, technically, because everybody was like, yeah, right. Yeah, right, Jodi.
You definitely killed him.
He fell down. Mm-hmm.
He just slipped in the shower.
You know the thing that blows my mind every time I think about Jodi Arias and Travis Alexander and that whole case is literally that happened 10 minutes away from here.
Yeah.
Which I was obsessed with it when I lived in Indiana, and then I moved here, and now I'm in it, babe. That's why I moved to Arizona.
It's because you wanted to meet Jodi.
Yeah, I'm an enthusiast.
You wanted to marry her.
I wanted to crack the case, find the real murderer. You know what I mean?
You're like, if I move to Arizona, then I can visit her at the prison every weekend.
Every weekend, I can visit Jodi at the... Actually, you know what? I think there's people that listen to the podcast who have semi-regular interactions with Jodi Arias, our corrections workers, listeners.
Oh.
So, if you see Jodi, tell her Gareth and Selena said what's up.
Yeah.
And come on the podcast. Give her this number, 910-557-2871.
No, I wanna hear from the corrections officer is what she's like. I don't want to hear from her. I'd rather hear from them.
They said she's really nice.
Really?
Yeah. Like she's like fun and bubbly. Like she's like really thriving. She's having full brat summer in prison, dude. It's brat summer all year round for Jodi Arias and the prison.
Yeah, that's just... Yeah. She probably runs that place.
So if you know Billy Zabka, William Zabka, a.k.a. Johnny Lawrence, if you know anyone on Cobra Kai, just fucking send me a message. I'm obsessed. It's a problem.
It's a good show.
It's so good. I was I really, really, it's one of those, I had to eat my hat on it, babe.
Yep.
I did, because I was like, Cobra Kai, what are you?
Yeah, because Grant's big
13
thing
years old?
is like, if it's a good show that like a lot of people are watching and a lot of people are like, this is a good show, you should watch it.
Okay,
Grant's automatic reaction is like, fuck that, I'm never watching it, I
Give
hate
me-
it, it's the worst show ever, it's so lame.
Give me another example other than Cobra Kai. Exactly.
No,
Exactly.
Grant, there have been many others.
Exactly. Bridgerton, whack. Emily in Paris, whack. Not for me. It's cool for you, Kate. You love it.
Yeah.
Did you finish the new season of Emily in Paris? Let's get all the TV talk out of the way. Did you finish it?
Well, no, because Netflix now likes to do that stupid thing where it's like, we'll do half of the season now, and then 8 weeks from now, we'll do the other half.
What do you think the reasoning is for that? It's a monetary thing, right?
Yeah, so people will like hold on to their memberships for longer.
Because do you think when they drop like a new season of Emily in Paris, people sign up again? They renew their account?
And I've noticed that it seems like they like to do it over like quarters, kind of. So it'll be
Makes sense.
It'll be like first quarter, like March, the first 5 episodes of a season will come out, and then in like April, May, the next couple episodes. It's always like over 2 quarters, so it's like it must be like a quarterly like revenue profit type thing.
That's what
I guess.
That's what I'm doing for My Funeral Home Stories. I'm doing every other odd numbered year. So the next episode will be 2027. So get ready for that, guys.
Probably not far off.
No, babe. It's coming. It's coming. Dude, I'm about to drop some fucking heat on the people. And by that, I mean a mediocre episode.
No, it'll be good.
I dressed like Drake today at work. And then I realized driving to work, because I was wearing pink sweats, pink sweatshirt, like big Kanye style, like oversized. I had a gold chain, pink shoes on. I was like really feeling it. I was driving to work thinking like, one, I don't really approve of Drake's extracurricular activities. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, the stuff we've heard about Drake. Come on. So I'm dressed like Drake, driving my 2016 Kona Blue Ford Fiesta out of the neighborhood. And this lady comes in. And mind you, it's like 5-something in the morning. And she does that thing where she takes a turn in front of me. Like, so I have to stop.
Yeah.
And then she like cuts so far into my lane. And I fucking laid on the horn. And I was like, you fucking whatever, inside my car.
And then her reaction was probably she like gave you a dirty look.
No, I gave her a look like, are you fucking and then I was like, if I get in a road rage incident and get out of my car dressed like fucking Drizzy Drake.
Drizzy Drake.
You know what I mean?
People are just gonna like.
They're like, dude, I'm gonna beat this guy's ass so quick.
Him and his fucking Barney.
This guy thinks
Purple
he's
Barney
fucking
suit.
Drake, dude.
No, I had somebody get mad at me today too. Well, I know you got mad at the lady, but I had somebody get mad at me driving today, and
What'd
I
you do?
literally did nothing wrong.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. It's just like, okay, dude. So I was getting onto the freeway and we were on the on-ramp and I was turning left onto the freeway and there was this car turning right and they like literally turned in front of me pretty much to get on the freeway and then proceeded to not accelerate up to freeway speed on the on-ramp, which is literally the sole purpose of it.
Right. To build speed.
Right. So they're going 55. And then so, like, right before the dotted line starts, I just get over because I was like, fuck you. Like,
before you continue, you know when you said I was doing 55?
yeah.
I was like, immediately Jay-Z. I was doing 55 and a 54. Do you know that from 99 Problems?
I don't know that particular
So
line.
you were behind somebody doing 54, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Slow speeds, trying to get on the freeway.
Yeah.
Did you do that thing where you just fucking gun it and then go around them real quick?
Yep. And then so like it was like right before the dotted line started. So I like technically got over when I shouldn't have because it was still like the solid line, but there was no cars in that lane and this car was moving too slow. So I'm just like, fuck you. Also, they pulled out in front of me. So whatever. And so I get over into the right lane and then I just proceed to start like driving in that lane for a while. And then the person then decides they want to speed up because now they realize they have to because they're running out of road.
Nothing more annoying than when you're going around somebody who's driving slow and then you start to go around them and then they gradually speed up.
Yeah. And then
it's that is like a pet peeve that makes me want to vehicular manslaughter.
Right. And they wanted to get onto the freeway, which I'm assuming they did because they pulled out in front of me to get onto it. So, yeah, I don't let them over because I'm already on the freeway and rules of the road, like the people that are already on the freeway going freeway speeds have the right of way. And so this person decides to honk at me, like literally not just like a wee, it was like laid on their fucking horn at me. And so then they got behind me and I'm just like flipping them off like aggressively. And I think they saw that I was doing it very aggressively because then they immediately started slowing down like, oh, I probably shouldn't fuck with this bitch. And I'm like, yeah, you probably fucking shouldn't.
There was a lady right down the street in our town who I think she killed 2 people. She pulled a gun out in a road rage incident and shot 2 people and killed them.
I mean,
so okay, well, first of all, what kind of car?
It was like a white Honda CRV.
Newer or older?
I don't know. It wasn't like super old. I would say like probably in like the past 5 years, maybe.
Caitlin, considering the new rules of the podcast,
what?
How would one classify or describe this person?
Considering the new rules?
Yeah, the new rules. We're woke podcast, babe.
How would I describe that person?
Strong and brave, one, right?
Speaking their truth.
Speaking their truth, for sure. But what kind of person was it?
I honestly don't know.
Whoa.
I didn't.
You don't even see people.
I was just like blinded with like rage that I was just like, I'm not even going to give you the satisfaction of me looking in your direction because like you're nothing to me. Like you're a piece of shit. Like, fuck you.
Interesting.
So I didn't even look at the person. I don't know, but I'm assuming they were an ugly bitch.
That's what's up.
That's my guess.
So if you're an ugly bitch that drives a white CRV in the greater Maricopa, Arizona area, come at us.
Yeah.
It's on site.
I'd love to talk to you.
It's on site, dude. I was thinking it made me laugh so hard, this idea. And I was driving to work and I was just thinking, it just popped into my head and it was literally, I laughed out loud to myself. So with all that set up, it's not going to be funny. But think about this. You buy a lottery ticket, you win the lottery. Well, we're using each other's microphones.
I just noticed it.
Holy
I was
shit.
like,
Yeah, me
ew,
too.
why is my microphone yellow?
Yeah. Mine's all pink.
I don't like it.
Faded period juice. Menstruations. What was I just saying? Oh, so the idea is you buy a lottery ticket, right? You never win the lottery. Let's go. Some people do, most people don't. But you play, you win the lottery, you win the jackpot, $432 million, let's say.
Okay.
And then you double down and you put $432 million. You buy lottery tickets.
That would be awful.
Do you think anyone's ever...
I think you'd be the stupidest person in the world.
If that would be the thing to do if you were like a billionaire that won the lottery. Be like, I'm doubling down, dude. I'm winning it twice.
Yeah, like if you're already just like super
so
loaded.
loaded.
But like if you're just like a gambling addict,
right.
You're the dumbest
Well, I was
person
just
in the
imagining
world.
like a dumb Indiana hillbilly type.
Yeah, that's what
like
I'm
my
picturing
people
too.
being like, dang shoot, I won 430.
I picture like like the people from like the show Ozark.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so okay, not funny, I guess, is what we landed on there.
No, it is funny, but it's just like idiot.
I took the trash out while you were working out. Kate was getting her workout on, and I I did my car thing. I put my sticker on the car, paid for my registration. So I'm walking down and I hear movement from Michael, our like 70-some-year-old blue-collar-ish neighbor, would you say? He drives an orange Corvette, which is fucking sick.
Yeah.
Two-seater.
He's like this old man. He's very nice. He has this cute little dog.
Named Oreo. Yeah.
And he moved here in the dead of summer from Colorado.
But he's like, it's goddamn hot
he's
here.
like retired.
Yeah, and so he sits out on his porch, and he's one of the few people here that has like a first floor porch, and he like gated it and put all kinds of plants and decorated, and he sits out there in this one of those recliners that when you lean back, the feet automatically come up.
Like one of the lounger chairs.
Yeah. So he's sitting in that, and I wave to him, and I think I may have caused it, but I waved. And then I turned to walk to my car, and I hear a drink spill on his thing, and he goes, "God damn it!" And then I walked over, and he spilled like a whole drink on his porch, and I could see him inside his apartment when I was walking towards him, and he was, I think, making another drink at the counter. So.
Aw, poor Michael. He probably just made it too. Do you think he was sleeping? He was snoozing in his lounger, and you scared him awake and causing him to spill his drink. That's
when I was in the throes of alcoholism and like just kind of had nothing to do.
It's probably what happened.
Dude, it was I would fall asleep at like 5 p.m. and wake up at like 10 and be like, "Let's go." I bet that's what he's doing. He's fucking partying.
Would you wake up like hungover?
Sometimes, but then you just have another drink.
And then you'd be like, "Oh, I'm
yeah,
fine."
It's like I worked at a TV station in northern Indiana. What was it? ABC 57. I was terrible salesperson because I was drunk all the time.
I don't think you would be a good salesperson.
I'm an idea man.
You're not like pushy enough.
Yeah.
I'm not pushy enough either.
I'm a creative. I'm the guy that you get on your team to make the ad, but I'm not the guy to sell it for sure. I learned that lesson. So anyway, I was working there, and that's the place where I'd literally wake up hungover, and I'd like bring a thermos with me, and I'd just have like a gin and tonic, like a strong gin and tonic.
That's so bad.
Well, but I mean, I was at work. And then I'd go out on sales calls.
Yeah, and you don't think people fucking smell
Oh,
you?
100%, brother. No way.
They'd probably be like, Jesus Christ.
I remember Mike Askins, who's now died. He was a shoe salesman. He was been at the shoe store for 20 years. Great guy. And he would tell me every day, he'd be like, Budweiser makes beer every day. You're never going to be able to catch up. And I was like, what do you mean? What the fuck are you talking about, Mike? Get the fuck away. And I'm just like imagining how I smelled. Just like booze just out of all my pores.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine like all the people around you just like being able to smell it on you.
See, I only did the day drinking phase for like maybe 2 or 3 months. It was always just go home and fucking hit the ceiling. You know what I mean?
Also, I feel like every time I have a drink and then I come home or something, you always be like, "Ugh, you smell like booze."
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God.
Yeah, I mean, you really, when you don't do it, you really notice it. I feel like it's like cigarette smoke. When people smoke, they come in, and you're like, "Ah."
Yeah.
Are you out on smokers, or where when you see somebody smoking a cigarette, what's your first thought? Let's say this. Cool, like a younger person smoking a cigarette, or like a celebrity like Robert Pattinson smoking a cigarette. Is that cool or is that lame?
It's fine.
I think it's fucking sick, dude.
I
think
if it's like a gross like fat person or like a homeless person,
just ripping darts.
ugh, it's like, get that stinky ass shit away from me.
I still think I guess it's what cigarettes are bad because of all the chemicals they put in it. It's not necessarily the tobacco.
No, so it's the tobacco, the nicotine, the carcinogens that they put in it, and I also think that isn't it like not good for the environment, like the filters that they use on cigarettes like are not biodegradable
Oh, I
and
didn't know
shit,
that.
and it's like not good.
That's what we're gonna be in like 2060.
But I'm just saying, like that's why people don't like it. It does cause cancer.
People are gonna be living on islands completely constructed out of cigarette filters in 2060, and like trash. You know those communities?
Yeah, New York.
Oh, I mean, New York was built on trash.
Pretty much, a lot of it.
Yeah, I think most of Manhattan.
We looked this up. Remember?
Yeah, because they found that ship.
They're like financial district. A lot of it is
just cigarette filters.
Yeah.
Why do people, especially like middle-aged women, get on social media and like they write their bio and it's like, mom, 2 dogs, married, loves Jesus. Like, why does that? Have you noticed how many people put like?
Why is it that like all the young people put like the state they were born and then the state that they live now?
Oh, is that a thing?
Yeah.
Like, but yeah, like what? So what's important in a bio? Like it's like your most. That's your elevator pitch. Your Instagram.
Like I guess how you like pitch yourself to
people. So if you're like,
this is me.
I understand. I'm married, have kids, have pets, but then to be like, number 4 is Jesus. Like, what do you do for work? Jesus.
Yeah, they probably don't.
Oh yeah, interesting.
Or maybe they do, but it's just not,
Yeah.
Maybe it's like they're like a, I don't know.
But I guess if you're like a hardcore Christian, like you do feel like there's an evangelical element to it, right? Like it's your job to tell people about the good word.
Yeah.
Isn't that how it works?
Yeah. And help spread the good word.
Which is why I want to tell everybody listening to the podcast this week that we have a special offer. If you go over to www.jesussaves.com. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh, Grant.
I watched that Lacey Peterson documentary on Netflix after you fell asleep the other night.
I haven't started it.
It's pretty beat.
Beat?
It's whack. It's literally, if you followed the case at all before the documentary came out, you know everything.
Can I just say one thing?
Yeah.
I must have the worst fucking memory ever.
Why?
I don't know who Lacey Peterson is.
She was a mom. she was a soon-to-be mom who went missing on Christmas Day, and it was in, I think, like central Southern California.
Oh, is she the one that was running?
No, I think somebody reported maybe seeing her walk to like a mailbox or something earlier that day, but they found her dog running around in front of their house with a leash on, and then somebody put it in the backyard.
I don't remember that story.
Yeah, and
at all.
It's basically Scott Peterson. If you watch Gone Girl, it's like Gone Girl energy, but basically instead of being murdered and thrown into a bay, the main character in Gone Girl plans the framing of her husband. But it's basically like they used a lot. I don't know how much the author.
Is she the one that was found in the suitcases?
No, I don't know. They just found her body.
I don't. No recollection of the story. Maybe I should watch it, I guess.
It's interesting. It's an interesting story. It's very sad, obviously, but Scott Peterson just fucking he did all the wrong things. Like, there's pictures of him at, like, the press conference in front of his missing wife poster, and he's, like, cheesing it up. And he's, like, taking pictures for the newspaper, and he's, like, smiling, and people were like, ooh, that's a bad look. Also, he did this thing where he was dating this woman, Amber Fry, and she didn't know that he was married and soon to be dad. Like, had no idea. And she lived like a few towns over, and he was just like, he had to drive for work, so he was just running back and forth and was keeping this thing going. And then he didn't tell Amber Fry that obviously he didn't tell her that he had a wife. So when she went missing, he
wasn't like, oh, by the way.
And so it's like New Year's Eve, and they're having a candlelight vigil for Lacey. Mm-hmm. And it's like the scene in Gone Girl, where they're all gathered and they're doing this thing, and he's there, and he leaves. He steps out and calls Amber Fry And is like, I can barely hear you. I'm in Paris right now. It's New Year's here. Yeah. And he's like, it's so loud, I'm gonna have to call you back, but I'll call you back when it's your New Year in California. I'm just thinking about you. And the whole time she's doing this, the thing that's crazy is the police got in touch with her before New Year's. So she was recording, and so she has this phone call, and she knows that he's full of shit and his wife is missing. And so she's just acting. She's like, oh my God, that sounds beautiful. And he's like, yeah, we're heading to this bar later. Like all this shit, just like a swarm of lies.
Yeah, no, I've never heard this story.
You probably really like this documentary then. I think if you follow the case and know it, it's not really that groundbreaking. But if you don't know the Lacey Peterson case, it's fucking
When did this
fascinating.
happen? Like what year?
It was the early 2000s. Yeah. It was after 9/11. It's post 9/11.
Okay.
I just looked up murders in my hometown, and there's the Bonfiglio family, who's like a big Italian family there.
Yeah.
And apparently there were 2 people murdered in the 70s in that family, and they never solved it. It's like a cold case. And I feel like my dad would have gone
It's on murder.
on that case. Like, I feel like he would have gone on that call.
And he would have handled their...
Yeah, because we serve that family, and I never heard that story before. So I'd have some investigating. Maybe next week I'll have a deep dive on
What do you So I have a question. That's cool. By the way, you should ask your dad.
Can you raise your hand first? Or excuse me, Selena.
I have a question.
Yes. Well, raise your hand again.
I have a question.
Selena.
I know that the cartel will have like businesses that are fronts for them to just like
Yes, we were a front for the Sinaloa cartel. My funeral homes.
the Bonfiglio family.
The Bonfiglios.
Bonfiglio.
Yeah. So you think...
No.
Okay.
So I have a question. What kinds of businesses do they have, and what kinds of things do they do in them, and how do you know it's a front? Like if you were just like a normal person, you were to like walk into one of these businesses, would there be telltale signs?
I don't think so. I think they would...
And if, yeah, like...
I feel like cartels go for cash businesses a lot. So like arcades, casinos, stuff like that where there's a lot of money coming in that's like...
Yeah, but aren't like most of the casinos, at least here in Arizona, like they're on native land. So that's who owns those.
Well, Caitlin, I'm glad.
Are you saying that they're working together? Tag team?
I'm saying... Okay, let me give you an example. In Florida, I want to say it was the 60s or 70s, this guy who developed this software for the CIA to like keep track a world database of people, like criminals around the world. So all law enforcement, but basically the software would spy on everyone who installed it and take all their information. This guy went down to Florida, and he lived on a reservation, and he went to the community leaders and he was like, hey, we can make a fortune doing non-taxable cigarettes and alcohol, maybe. I don't know what they don't have to tax. So he started that and basically was making money hand over fist. He invested in building a casino. The casino was literally a way for them to fund black ops and like weapons testing on the reservation. So like the government had actually infiltrated the casinos to launder money. Yeah. If you watch the Octopus Murders also on Netflix, they break that down. But basically, yeah, he got into the casinos, and basically it's a way to just get like to launder money very efficiently. The casino game.
But that's it. That's like, what about like doctors and shit?
I'm sure.
I don't know. That's why I was asking you. I thought you would know more. But
I
you don't.
I
So
just
moving
know
on.
that stuff about the casinos. But I feel like, yeah, and then if you watch the movie Casino, the Martin Scorsese movie, it's all about early Vegas and how the St. Louis mob was basically running Las Vegas. And they couldn't actually, none of the bosses could go to Vegas because they'd get arrested. So they'd have to do their cash drops. They'd have private jets flying cash in briefcases that was skimmed off the top of the casino to the bosses in the middle of the country, and they'd meet at like a deli, and they'd just pass them briefcases. Isn't that nuts? Like every month there would be like millions of dollars just going into like the St. Louis area. Cash.
Wild.
Right. But cartels are like triple the size of the mob at least, because they're dealing in like real narcotics and like real volume.
Yeah.
The mobs are just doing like little. I don't want to listen. If we have any mob listeners, cartel listeners, I'm not belittling. I promise you. I'm not being a dick here. I'm not trying to expose your business. And if I'm wrong, tell me I'm wrong, but just be nice to me. Don't kill me.
Don't kill me. Don't come and find him.
My car just blows up tomorrow morning.
Be like the lady who threw a brick at you.
Yeah, she was cartel.
She probably was.
She
was St. Louis mob.
St. Louis mob coming after me. Like, we heard what you said about the movie Casino, and all the things that were
How
just
dare
in,
you.
yeah, all the stuff that was just in the movie Casino that you just repeated to Caitlin. We heard that. So anyway, www.terribleperson.co. We're going to start the premium now. Go over there. It's $2 a month. It's a good time. Shout out to, let's see here, Timothy, Aaron, Angela, Martin, and Derek. Shout out to Derek. All new premium subscribers this week. You guys fucking rule. Thank you. Also over on Patreon, just find us. So yeah, thank you for listening, and we'll see you guys over at the premium for part 2.
Part 2. Part 2.